Hey everyone, how's it going today? My name's Nico and I'm going to be working on a 1979 ATC110 engine. A lot of questions come up when working on these. What kind of ignition coils you can use, what kind of things you have to do for changing out to a different camshaft. So I'm going to go over all those things in this series of videos. Today I'm just going to do a quick overview on the kind of parts that I got for rebuilding the top end. Nothing too fancy, but I did get a couple of aftermarket things. I will have to order a couple more things, and hopefully you guys will be able to provide some input. I'll be able to get the right carburetor, and I'll be able to get this engine running. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I got. My biggest thing for this build, I'm trying to make an engine that has a lot more torque and low-end power to it. So the first thing I did is I went ahead and I got this different camshaft for it. It doesn't have very much extra lift at all, only about an extra tenth of a millimeter. Not very much extra lift to it at all, but the duration on it, and I'll show you a much better comparison next to the regular camshaft. But if you've seen many of these, you can tell those lobes are quite a bit fatter. Next, I went ahead and I got some heavy-duty valve springs. These coils are supposed to, when it compresses down, it's supposed to be thinner, and it's spaced out a little bit wider. So you still get the same pressure as your regular valve spring, and it can replace a stock valve spring, but it's a must-have if you're getting a higher lift camshaft or you're going for a really high RPM engine. These are going to be what you need to get, is a heavy-duty valve spring. And then let's see, my next goodies. Went ahead and got new intake valve and an exhaust valve, Japanese steel, OEM part. Generally, since it's an old engine, a 40-year-old engine, we're taking it apart, going to be rebuilding the top end. You're going to want some new valves. Now, this was a pretty lucky find because not many of these Big Al things are still in package, not used. Great find. Set of the Allen-headed case bolts, so I can put the motor together without all these little Phillips screws that half of them are all stripped out, and you really need an impact to get them on and off. Maybe not so much on, but definitely for off. Another cam roller. In the top end, my cam roller, funny enough, in the package, you probably can kind of tell there's a little ridge in the middle of that. My cam roller has been in my engine so long with the chain wearing against it, instead of a ridge, it has two little trenches in it from the chain sitting in it. It's the complete opposite. Got one of the Sudco, doubt I'm saying that right. Got one of their little performance intakes. It's supposed to kick the carburetor out another 45 degrees, make it a little bit easier. A shorter, I believe, 24 millimeter intake. I'm thinking my intake on the engine, I haven't measured, but I believe it's 22 millimeters, so I'm probably going to want to smooth that out a little bit. I got, and this isn't for an ATC engine specifically, but I highly recommend it for any ATV engine, simply because if you've ever broken a pole starter in your hand, or you've pulled the rope out of a cheap plastic one, there's nothing worse you can do than watch that cord jump into your pole start and it's gone, and you have to take that engine apart. So this is called a Cobra cord. They make both the cord as well as different kinds of pull start handles. Here's the one I got, a little solid aluminum T. I don't see that getting broke or losing a cord anytime soon. New cam gear, timing gear for my top end. Mine, there's a couple of spots where I can't tell if there's a tooth there or not, so this is definitely a must-have for building this top end. And looks like last but not least, oh, maybe not last, I've got one more. I've got a new set of points. My points were starting to get to the point they were getting a little pitted on one side and they weren't seating all the way, and a bad condenser can cause that, the pitting on the points, so that's likely what ate my last points up and why I had to get a new ignition coil and condenser. but new set of points, problem solved. Looks like I've got cam chain here. Let's see. Yep. Got a cam chain, since mine, 40 years old, is probably stretched out a little bit beyond its tolerance. Was able to get this one, looks like it's 88 links. It was from Moose Racing. Then finally, that mysterious 6-volt Chinese ignition coil. Can I make it work? Do I have to put my condenser on it? What's going to be the solution here? Stay tuned on a later episode and we'll definitely figure that out. Today was just going over the parts, and I think I'm going to run over to Dan's and get a gasket kit since I'm pulling the motor apart. Hope you guys
Hey there everyone, quick update. Off to Dan's Moto Works. Gonna go ahead and get myself a full gasket for the rebuild of the engine. Not really doing much to the bottom end, but still have to get a gasket set since I got some Allen bolts that I'm gonna be swapping out for the case. So see you guys here in a bit. Just got done here at Dan's, got my gasket kit ordered. Really awesome place to check out if you're ever in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's up here in Orchard Mesa. Here's some of the stuff they just have sitting out front. It's just so much fun to look around here. There's a little guy. 4-stroke, 4-stroke. Nice 2-stroke. I sure wish Charnice would let me get a motorcycle, but 4 wheels, that's it. This would be the fanciest looking moped I think I have seen. A couple of nice bikes too. Well, that's everything for now. I'm gonna head back home. I'm gonna see about getting these parts sorted out, see about making a video about showing you everything I got. Catch you guys later.
Hey guys, what's up? So I made it back from Dan's Moto Works. Just gonna go ahead and start tearing into this motor. I got a flywheel puller. I'm gonna see what has failed in the motor for the timing chain to lose tension. Probably just the tensioner assembly. I'm gonna look into that here in a little bit. Definitely like and subscribe. Really tried to stay motivated for this build, trying to not let it sink down with some of my other projects. Hopefully next episode I'll be able to go over more of the camshaft specifics, that fatter lobe, a little bit more into what the camshafts for the different models of the ATC engines are. So yeah, definitely like and subscribe and stay tuned, and I'll try to push out another one of these videos soon.